Hi everyone, I'm Gus Masala and welcome back to the Champions League prediction series, a series where I predict certain Champions League games, and in this format I do an in-depth prediction of a certain game in the Champions League stage that we're at. This episode is going to be Liverpool vs Bayern, as you've probably seen by the title, and yeah, let me explain how this type of episode works. So, if you don't know, I've already done predictions to all of the matches in the first leg of the round of 16. Now it's time to look at a game in more depth, and the game that you guys voted for was Liverpool versus Bayern. And in this type of prediction, I'll be comparing players against the players that they'll be facing in the real game. So if you think about it, as strikers will be playing against defenders, so I'll be comparing a striker to a defender. Apart from the goalkeepers, it's just easier if I compare them to the other goalkeeper, because loads of people take shots against the goalkeepers. And then at the end I'll predict my version of the score, which might be different to what I originally predicted, depending on what I've learned about this. I may have forgotten what I predicted for this game originally, but I have a new prediction here. So yeah, and of course I'll be uploading this a couple of weeks early before the match is played, so some players may be injured by the time the match rolls around, and some may have recovered quicker than I expected them to, but I've tried to be as accurate as possible with the lineups. I am guessing a little bit about who they'll play. Of course, I doubt that all 11 picks for both teams will be the actual lineups, but they might be, and I've gone with what I think that both teams will line up with. Anyway, let's go on with the video. So in the first matchup we have Alisson versus Manuel Neuer, and both keepers have been called world class at some point in the past, but both are also quite error prone. We've seen Alisson have a few mistakes earlier this season, and of course Neuer started this season very, very badly after his World Cup performance and recovery from that terrible injury. He struggled, but he has improved a bit recently, and Alisson for me has gone a bit downhill recently, as the whole Liverpool team have, but not too much. He's still a really good keeper, so I have to go with Alisson really, just because in my opinion Neuer is getting a bit old. I think he's no longer a world class keeper. He's just a good keeper who will have off days occasionally. Kind of reminds me of Joe Hart in terms of his downfall, which is a shame, but this sort of thing happens in football. Anyway, next matchup we have Andy Robertson versus James Rodriguez. And Robertson has really stepped up his game this past year, and he is a great attacking left back, and he can still struggle against some players though, but I honestly don't think he'll struggle against a potentially demotivated James, or of course Robin could maybe play there, so but Robin will be coming off an injury. I just see Robertson really being able to take advantage of these players who are not at their peak of form and doing really well, because of course Robertson is in great form. And next we have Fabinho versus Lewandowski, and this would have been a showdown between two world class players here, but however Van Dijk is suspended for the next game, so we have Fabinho instead playing in at centre back, and Fabinho underperforms in defence he's not terrible, but he's not really a natural centre back. But of course Lewandowski is a really world class striker, but he can disappear if Bayern do badly. But I mean, playing against Fabinho, he'll just have so much space and time, and yeah, I mean this one was pretty obvious that I was going to give Lewandowski this one. I think Lewandowski will have the better of Fabinho. Next we have Matip versus Goretzka, and both of these players have only recently made an impact for their teams. Matip because of other players getting injured, and Goretzka because he's recovered from injury himself, but they've both done well when they've been brought into the team. And but for me, Goretzka is truly a very good player. Matip is just in good form, but Goretzka can really change games. He's got so much qualities to his play, and he's starting to shine just behind in that role, playing just behind Lewandowski. So I'm going to go with Goretzka on this occasion, but Matip is definitely better than people think he is. Next we have Trent Alexander-Arnold versus Kingsley Coman, and this duel could really go either way, depending on Coman's form. Since returning from injury in December, Koeman has been inconsistent, but he always does have the potential to destroy right backs, and with his amazing skill, but he does lack a bit of like clinicalness in front of goal. Not sure if that's a word, but we'll go with it. And Trent has been very consistent this year, and I really don't see him performing badly against Kingsley Coman. Admittedly, he is coming back from injury, but Trent is just really good. Next, we have Jordan Henderson versus Thiago Alcantara, and this one is really no contest, to be honest. Thiago is showing just how good he is this season. As we've seen in the past, he is honestly world class, and I think Liverpool will be seriously worried about what he can do, and he'll definitely have the better of Jordan Henderson or James Milner or whoever plays there. Yeah. So next we have Wijnaldum versus Javi Martinez, and this matchup is much closer between these two. Martinez last year would have been a lot better. He probably would have had the better of Wijnaldum, but it seems to be declining a little bit. It's still solid for Bayern. However, Wijnaldum seems to be a crucial part of the Liverpool team. Recently he creates play really well, and although I don't think either player will dominate the midfield, I'm going to go with Wijnaldum, and I think he will win this duel. Next we have Sadio Mane versus Joshua Kimmich, and we have two world-class players here. Again, I know I've said that multiple times, but these are both really good players. And Mane did score in last year's Champions League final, and he scored 10 already this season, which is a great record for a winger. And however, even in a Bayern side that has struggled, Kimmich has had incredible attacking quality, and with Martinez in the team, he'll be just able to attack so much, and I don't think Mane will be able to push him back enough so that Kimmich won't be able to make an impact. So yeah, I will go for Kimmich on this occasion, but yeah, just because he'll be able to attack so much and Mane will have to track back. I mean, Kimmich is just really good. Next we have Roberto Firmino versus Niklas Süle, and this matchup is interesting as both players have very good talent around them, meaning it's very hard to tell whether they are actually good themselves or not. Of course, Süle doesn't seem to be a big part of Bayern's defence, but if he misperforms, then in general Bayern misperform, so that just shows how crucial he is to their defence. Doesn't necessarily mean he's good, but the other point is that of course Firmino is almost being carried a little bit by the rest of Liverpool's attacks. He really doesn't seem as good as last season, and I think he's sort of like being dragged along by Salah and Mane this season. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Süle on this one, even though he is sometimes the reason for Bayern's downfall. In general, he's been a good defender. And last two we have Xherdan Shaqiri versus David Alaba, and it's really difficult to compare Shaqiri to anyone because he changes games in a split second with spectacular results, but he doesn't do it that often, which is the bad thing about Shaqiri and why he's not up there with Ronaldo and Messi. In contrast, Alaba has been an alright player for the past few seasons, but on a normal day I would say in general Alaba is better than Shaqiri, but you never know. With Shaqiri he could just pull something out, but I did go with Alaba for this one. And finally we have Mohamed Salah versus Mats Hummels. Well, in my opinion, Mats Hummels is a great defender. Still, even after his World Cup performances and stuff like that, he's still up there. He's been unlucky recently with some of the things and some of the defensive partnerships he's been put in, and that's why Boateng isn't in this prediction. And he's probably, but you just can't stop Salah, to be honest. He's probably the best forward in the world behind Ronaldo and Messi. Mbappe could be up there. You could say that, but yeah, sorry Hummels, but when you're going up against Salah, it's hard to justify a reason for you winning. And overall in my predictions, Bayern won 6-5 in this sort of matchup things. So I said six of Bayern's players were better than Liverpool's players, and but I think the real game will end 2-2. Not sure what I predicted originally. I think I said a 2-1 Liverpool win. I've changed my mind. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. That gives Bayern the away goals advantage, of course, going into the second leg. So I hope you've enjoyed this prediction. Please like, comment and subscribe. As I said earlier, this just took absolutely ages of amount of time to make, so yeah, please like and subscribe and comment, or I might not do it for next round. But yeah, I guess not too much else to say, don't want to make the video too long, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.